All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a long-term 2-month review on the Minn Kayak Terrova. I've had this thing for a little while now. I feel like I'm in a good spot where I can give you guys some honest opinions on this trolling motor, and I will tell you that it's been great. I love pretty much everything about it. I mean, obviously the biggest features and the best features are the spot lock and the heading lock, and it does those jobs flawlessly. You know, I couldn't recommend it more if those features are important to you. I will say that this thing is heavy. It weighs probably about 40 pounds, and I think that the reason for that is that it's overbuilt. The lower unit here is an absolute tank, and it's heavy. It's overbuilt, and it's great, which I do appreciate, because I also have one of the Motorguide trolling motors. I have had issues with water intrusion in the lower unit in the Motorguide, which has caused issues with corrosion and the motor wobbling and things like that, and this thing has been solid. I have not had any issues. Granted, I've only had it for 2 months, but it's held up great, and it seems to be more stout and well built than the Motorguide trolling motors. The one downside, or the one con to this motor, is the top end speed. I was coming from an NK 180, and that pushed this boat at about 4 miles an hour, maybe 4 1/4. With the stock weedless wedge propeller on this trolling motor, this boat probably only goes about 3.25 or 3 1/4 mile an hour, which is not great, but it gets you where you want to go, and it does the job just fine. I do carry, this is the weedless wedge propeller. You can see that I took it off the boat. I'll put this on if I'm fishing around hydrilla and heavy vegetation and stuff like that, but I purchased one of these Minn Kota power props for this motor, and that increases the speed by about 1/2 mile an hour. So you can see the difference between these two propellers. This one is bigger. The edges of this propeller are kind of flared out like that. I think that helps to throw weeds off the prop when you get into some stuff, but this is better for speed. The power prop, if you're looking to try to fish some heavier vegetation, this is the one that you want. Overall, I love this thing. It's been really nice. The heading lock and the spot lock are two really great features. Heading lock I really love. I mean, you can set a heading and fish, and you don't really have to worry about steering your boat. It'll take you where you're looking to get to without an issue. It also has connectivity to your phone via Bluetooth, so you can control the speed and stuff like that for the motor from your phone, in addition to the handheld remote, which I'll show you. Pull on this, and it releases down easily. This is the remote. You got right, left, faster, slower, turn the prop on and off, spot lock, heading lock, and I believe if you press this button twice where the rabbit is, it'll send us at full speed with just pressing the button twice. So right now we're heading down river. The flow on this river is extremely slow. I'll crank this thing up and show you how fast we can go. It's got the power prop on. Right now we're doing, you can see there, 4 miles an hour heading downstream. Like I said, this river does not have a whole lot of flow, but we're probably looking about 3.75 in calm conditions. I'm gonna head back upstream, and I'll show you the difference. So upstream right now we're going about 3.25. Anywhere between 3.2 and like 3.3 miles an hour is what we're getting when we're going upstream up the river. So like I said, this thing usually is about 3.75 or something like that, which is, it's decent. It's not as fast as the NK 180, but you know, it's got some other features that I think make up for the speed. So this is a clip from a trip that I took out on Lake Champlain earlier in the year. It was the last club tournament of the year, and the conditions in this tournament were not favorable for kayak fishing, in the sense that we had strong winds. We were looking at about 15-mile-per-hour winds, and waves were probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2 to 3 feet. It was rough. There's certain points in this tournament where the waves were coming over the front of the boat, and this motor did a fantastic job keeping the boat facing into the wind. I used both spot lock and heading lock. As you know, spot lock is going to keep you locked in one place. Heading lock is a little different. You basically point the boat in the direction that you want to go, and the motor will make micro adjustments to take you to the heading that you've picked out. So, you know, basically, you know, you can pick a spot out on the other side of the lake, you point the motor in that direction, click a button, and
the motor will make adjustments and keep your boat heading in that direction without having to touch anything or mess with any controls, which allows you to fish hands-free. And you know, in this tournament with the waves and stuff like that, I've got the boat heading in that direction, and I'm able to continue casting and be pretty efficient with, you know, working the area that I'm covering with a chatterbait here. Covered a lot of ground, had the boat set at a slow speed, and I'm just covering ground looking for fish, and this motor does a great job. So if those features are important to you, this is a great motor for that.
All right, so the only other thing that I'll show you is that you do have some connectivity here with the phone. You've got spot lock, autopilot. There is a drift mode, but I think you've got to have a puck for that. And if you hit that, it'll turn the motor on, left to right, just like on the remote. So it'll display your speed, your prop speed, and everything like that on the app. If you find yourself in a situation where you do lose this for whatever reason, you have some backup in your phone where you can connect to this thing and control it and do what you need to do. So overall, I have a lot of positive things to say about this motor. It's been really good to me, and you know, I look forward to using it for many years. And you know, I like the fact that if something happens to it, it's serviceable, and you know, I can repair it. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. I appreciate you watching.